What is going on, guys? Welcome to this video. My name is Cameron and this is the video that loads of you have been asking for quite a while. It's the setup tour of my room and like where my PC is and my comic books and like all my Spider-Man statues that I've got in my room and all my posters and that. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it and let's go. So to start off, this is what you would call my door. Ta-da! Very cool. Alright, so these are my comics. They are usually kept in that wardrobe there, but I've actually got them out specifically for this video, so they're there. And if we just look up and have a quick look at my room, there's my bed. I absolutely love like this silver cover, it kind of matches my carpet. And then of course, I've got like this bedside table. That's just there as like a random, like that isn't meant to be there permanently. I've got my wardrobe where I keep like the majority of my shirts and that. Obviously, this is the setup of what you guys see in the background of my videos. And then I'll get to that Spider-Man poster soon. There's some lights, there's a windowsill, and then when we come back a bit, there is my PC setup with what you used to see in the background of my videos with a shelf, the Spider-Man poster, wide monitor. I'll get to all of this in a second, but let's just go around the room. So, yeah, my bed. Obviously, every single person has a pile of clothes in their room. I mean, even us YouTubers have these, so they're just chucked there, like that doesn't even matter. I've got this on the wall. Let's just turn this ISO up so you can see it a little bit. This is actually something that I stuck on my wall. It was a YouTube videos calendar back when I was able to make like 2 YouTube videos a day in that, whereas now I have an actual job and I have YouTube and I was also in university, so this kind of got neglected a little bit, but this is pretty much how it works, where I used to make Spider-Man 2099 videos and Civil War and all that. These will be coming back, but right now I've decided what we're going to do. We're going to take it like one step at a time and do it like more in series. So I'm going to finish the Ultimate Spider-Man series, then we'll go on to something like the original Civil War series, or you know, like remember, you know, like how I used to do like the Amazing Spider-Man Evolve or Die, and then I did One More Day and stuff like that. Like we're going to go back to that. So finish the Ultimate Spider-Man series, then move on to the Miles Morales comics, or like the original Spider-Man Civil War series, or the original Spider-Man series and stuff like that. So yeah, just stick around for that. We'll get to it eventually. My wonderful bed, I absolutely love it. It's comfy as hell. If we go over here, this is probably like the most disinteresting part of the video, but this is like my degree. Like I got like a piece of paper and the actual thing is down here. So yeah. And this is actually the university I went to. I went to FutureWorks University in Manchester. So if any of you guys are looking for like a film school or like a post-production thing where you can go get your degree at university, FutureWorks University is actually awesome. Really good. So yeah, if you're in Manchester and you want to go to university, go to that one. I've also got a lava lamp and some Rubik's Cube, some watches, and like, what else? I don't know, a lamp. Here's my lamp. Oh, I thought it wasn't actually coming on then. This is the lamp that you see in the corner of my videos. Going over to this side of the room, this is pretty much the angle that you guys see in my videos. The camera is actually set up here and then we do this. So let's go over and see what all this stuff is on here. So this is my giant Hulk statue. Obviously, I know you guys love it. I've seen it on Instagram and everything like that. It's pure awesome. But actually, these two things here, I take out of the videos when I start to record. Now, this is just a picture of me and my best friend Jack. And then those other two guys on the far right, I can't actually remember who they are. And it's really funny because he's called Jack with a J-A-Q, so we all call him Jack with a Q. And then down here, we've got this tiny little Costa cup. And what's really funny is that I actually keep all of my cinema tickets in here for like major movies. So I've got Captain America Civil War cinema tickets in there. I've got the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and the Amazing Spider-Man 1 movie tickets in there. Spider-Man Homecoming tickets in there. Like, seriously, it's just, that's like a little pot that I got marshmallows in from Costa, and I was like, oh, I could use this, so yeah. And then going down here, we've got like this cool Star Wars thing. And if you go to the right, it's Anakin Skywalker. And when you go to the left, you can't actually see it, which is fantastic, Darth Vader. And then of course, we've got this. You guys absolutely love this thing. This is the Spider-Man, like, bust head thing, I suppose it's called. And what's really funny about this is that my mum and dad actually got this me when I was about 6 years old. And we thought that it was a biscuit jar. And then on the inside, when you open it up, it said that food could not be stored in here. So yeah, it's just a statue. And one of the really depressing things as well is that I accidentally chipped it on the eye just there, like a little bit, which is really sad. That was done when I was younger, before I knew that I was going to have this in YouTube videos. So yeah. And then of course, we've got these piles of comics. And one of the most annoying things about these comics, right? These comics, I have not read a single issue of any of these comics. Obviously, I've read the Civil War one and this Spider-Man one from years ago. But honestly, like the Spider-Man ones, obviously these recent ones that I've reviewed, all sorted. But other than that, every single issue has just not been read. I haven't even looked at it. I've literally bought the comics and then just not read them. So that's something that I need to catch up on, but I just don't have any time like to sit and read like random, you know what I mean? Like I've got other things to be getting on with, so like making YouTube videos and comic reviews and stuff, so I just never really get time to sit through those anymore, but one day. So moving on, we've got this incredible Spider-Man statue. I actually got this from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, when I went to Universal Studios. And one of the most difficult things was that I actually had to get this back through the airport without it breaking. So, yeah, and it's really cool because it's got like Dr. Octopus's arm there. I think that is like Electro's electric or something. Then we've got Hobgoblin / Green Goblin's pumpkin bombs. We've got Kraven's spear. And then if we go around the back, I don't know whether you guys will be able to see this. We also have Lizard's little hand there. So yeah, it's really cool. And then of course, the obvious Spider-Man plate. Here we go, we've got Ant-Man, we've got the Hulk, we've got Iron Man, and we've got Spider-Man. And what's really weird, and I feel really bad about this as well, because I technically got these things for free. Loot Crate, obviously most of you guys will know who Loot Crate are. They actually sent me 2 boxes to unbox on my YouTube channel, but I was in the peak of my university work, so I just couldn't do it. And I ended up leaving these boxes for about 8 months, like unopened, like completely didn't even touch them. And then one day I thought, well, it's been quite a while, it's a bit late, I should just open them now, like it's a bit late to make a video on them. So I opened them, and I got those plates in there. So yeah, I've apologised to Loot Crate and they're completely fine with it, it's all good, so, well, I hope it's fine anyway, but yeah. And also, I don't really think I spoke about this too much, but obviously this is the Hulk. I got this at Comic-Con back in 2015. It cost me about £200, which really isn't that bad considering the guy actually made this thing on the spot in front of you. Like, seriously, he legitimately just sat and made this thing whilst you were stood there. It was crazy. And it's awesome. I actually want a Spider-Man one. He gave me his card. I actually want a Spider-Man version of this statue, and the only means of contact that I have is that he gave me his card. Like, literally, it's an email. You email him and like ask him if he can do it, and then you pay him, I suppose. But I haven't really tried it out, so maybe I should get in contact with him and ask. But yeah, that's really cool. And now, of course, since we're going around the room, I might as well show you like my camera and everything like that. So let's move these out of the way. This is my tripod and my camera. Let's just stick that here. Now, I actually got this recently, and this is the Sony a6500 with a Rode VideoMic Pro on the top of it, and it's just on some random cheap tripod. Like, literally, I'm pretty sure my dad gave me this when I was like 15 or something. I don't even know what it's called. But yeah, so this is the camera that records in 4K. It is pure awesomeness. And now I believe this is a 16 to 78mm lens with an f-stop of f4, so you can't really get them blurry backgrounds on this camera unless you get kind of close to the lens. But yeah, it gets those wide shots because it's 16mm, and so yeah, it's easy to sort of have in this room and still have like a lot of space in that. So yeah, that's really cool. And then of course, when we go over to this light, let's move this. This is my freaking washing basket, man. Let's get that out of here. Bye-bye. Right, so this is the light as well. I only use one light, surprisingly, which I thought was quite strange. Okay, that's a bit bright. Let's turn that down a bit. So this is the light that I use. It's literally just like a box light. I've got it off Amazon. I got 2 of them, actually, off Amazon for about, I think they were like 30 quid. Which is like £30, which is like $45, I suppose, or something like that. And yeah, I only use one of them because I suppose my room is like so sort of contained that one light is pretty much all I need to be able to like light and get like a decent sort of thing. So yeah, let's just move my camera out of the way so that we can see this freaking amazing Spider-Man poster. And I'm not joking when I say this, like, okay, we're gonna have to like watch out for this wire now, but still. Right, let's just shut these blinds because we want to be able to actually see this Spider-Man poster, so. Alright, so we've got some light shining on it now, and this is the massive poster that I've got of Spider-Man in my room. Let me just step over this wire again so I can sit back. So there it is. Look at how awesome that looks, man. And the best thing is that it kind of reminds me of the Spider-Man PS1 game. Like, it's got that same sort of art style. It's really cool. And yeah, it's wonderful. The only sad thing about it is that this is like the only area where I can put my lights and my camera, so these kind of block it. But hopefully I can find somewhere for that soon, so yeah, it's all good. Alright, and now I've opened my blinds again, we have this freaking amazing Heisenberg art piece by someone called Bizro, and I'll link his Instagram. He also does other art pieces like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, Tupac. The funny thing about this is that I actually know him, like I think he's my cousin's cousin or something along those lines, so I actually bought this, and he messaged me literally the moment that I bought it and was like, dude, why did you just pay for something when I could have just given it you? So yeah, I bought this off him and he actually chucked in a free one of Bob Marley in there, which is really cool of him, so thank you so much for that. So yeah, I'll link him in the description, he's really cool. Oh god, I've got to put all this back now, just put this back, woo! Okay, so straight up, let's get into this The Amazing Spider-Man poster. I got this from my comic book store, it came with this frame. To be honest, it was actually quite expensive, it cost me like £40 altogether for a poster and a bit of a frame, I suppose, but I don't know, I think it's worth it. I absolutely love this picture, and yeah, there's a poster, and then of course, getting onto this absolute masterpiece of an Amazing Spider-Man Hot Toys. This is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Hot Toys. Now, for any of you guys that don't know what Hot Toys are, they are basically like really expensive, but really, really high-end collectibles, like down to the T of like movie characters and stuff like that. So this is the Amazing Spider-Man 2. You can see that he's got his webs, his eyes are shiny, he's even got like a backpack and like a little megaphone or whatever they're called. And I'm not going to move him, but you can actually angle him and move him to like whatever pose you want. And I actually did it so that he's swinging from the wall and he's shooting his web and stuff like that. It looks really cool. And yeah, he's got like this black thing that holds him up, which is cool. You can bend that as well. And yeah, and then going below him, recently, obviously, as you guys know, I am doing the pop figures giveaway and I actually got myself a Spider-Man Homecoming pop figure. So yeah, it's nice to add that to the collection, along with like these guys here. So yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming. I got this little Venom thing. This was actually off one of my friends for my birthday, surprisingly, as a little bit of a joke, but also like it's nice to get that. And now moving on, so we've got this massive subscribe pillow button. I got that for Christmas, I think. I actually asked for it because I thought it was funny. And then we've got Rey from Spider-Man The Force Awakens, from Star Wars The Force Awakens. And of course we've got Flash and Reverse Flash from season 1 of the Flash CW TV series. And then we've got Finn from Star Wars The Force Awakens there as well. I mean, you can't have Finn without Rey, so yeah. Moving on even further, we also have like this little like plaque sort of piece. This was for when I graduated university a couple of months ago. It's just sort of wishing me luck in the future of my career in that and all that crazy stuff. So that's really cool. Thank you for my mum and dad for getting me that. And then moving over to something that I actually got from Comic-Con last time I went to Comic-Con in London. And what's really funny is that it's by the same guy who made that Hulk statue. So yeah, he had a joke there for the Killing Joke. It even says it down there, the Killing Joke. So yeah, this is just a close-up. Oh my god, the lighting is just really annoying, but there we go. You can hopefully get an idea of just how detailed this actually looks. Yeah, and so I've got right there the Killing Joke graphic novel stood next to it as well. Like, I feel like it's really fitting to have it next to the statue. It just makes it all worth it. And then down here we've got like some SD cards for like my cameras and stuff, a little Spider-Man badge. So moving on to what is considered, I'd say, the meat of this video. This is like what I suppose most of you guys have been waiting for, apart from the comic books. And then of course going down here to one of the main pieces of this entire video, which is my PC setup. Now I've got my PC in this NZXT case and it's got like this big window in it. I'll link. Actually, let's just close my blinds so that we can see my PC in all its glory. So turn this light out, go down here. And here we go. So turn the brightness up a little bit. And so this is my PC. It's in a NZXT case with the wide window. I'll link this case in the description below. And yeah, so this is a Corsair fan. It's got a GTX 1080, not the Ti though. I actually built this PC just before the Ti came out, so sadly it's not a GTX 1080 Ti, it's just the original one, which is still awesome nonetheless. We've got an Asus X99 series deluxe motherboard, I believe, with 16GB of DDR4 RAM. We've got some blue cables that I bought for it, and then of course a Corsair water cooler and a Samsung 250GB SSD just down there. And one of my favorite things about this case is that they actually have the inserts, like the slots here for the SSDs, and they just screw in there. It's really cool. And so yeah, I absolutely love this PC, and I actually can change the LED. So if I click this button here, it goes to green, and then it goes to red, and then it goes to light off, and then red again. And then we've got green, we've got dark blue, we've got purple, we've got like a yellowy green color, and then we've got white. So I like to keep it white because it just matches the case. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing. And then just on the top here, you might not be able to see it, but this is just for my headphones. It's like the volume and stuff like that. And also I've got like this little stick here, which you might not be able to see. Turn this up, like way up. I've also got like this little stick that just sits in the top of there. That's for my Xbox controller to connect to it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so moving on down, we've got my laptop. This is a 2014 MacBook Pro. This is only like one generation down from the most recent MacBook Pro, so it's not even that bad. It's pretty cool. And then right here, we've got my camera that I used to record on, which is the Canon 70D. This is the, what is this lens? I can't even remember. This is the Sigma 35mm f1.4 lens. Right here, I don't know whether you guys saw my vlog of when I went to see Spider-Man Homecoming, but when I went to see that movie, I actually had a GoPro on the side of my car, and it surprisingly and sadly, it fell off the side of my car, and a car just ran clean over it and destroyed it. So, yeah, luckily the footage was saved and it's in that vlog video, but yeah, there's the GoPro to remind myself that GoPros aren't indestructible. And now, moving on to this. So, yeah, this is my LG monitor. It's 21:9, it's wide, ultra wide, obviously, and I have the Logitech HD camera. I can't remember, I'll link everything in the description. I can't really remember the exact names for these, but yeah, we've got a Corsair mechanical keyboard and a Corsair mouse. I actually really like this mouse because it's got all these fancy colours on it, and of course you can change these, and it's even got like a slow button just there as well, like if you want to like aim on a shooter or something. And then moving on even further, this is the microphone that I actually use to record my YouTube videos when I'm doing a comic review, and it's the Blue Yeti microphone. Obviously this is like one of the most popular microphones that are technically out for the majority of YouTubers. So yeah, I've had this for like the last 4 years I think now, and it's actually become really handy. Like I've never actually had to change it, it gets the job done. And of course you have like those dials on the back of it just here where you can actually like change certain modes. The only problem is I've also got like this boom arm for like from Rode, and it's actually really cool, but the problem is that I think my monitor is too heavy for the desk. So the desk actually tilts that way a little bit, and so when I do something like this, the mic just moves back, like it's just slowly moving back, and like, so obviously that's not adequate when I'm recording videos. So yeah, but the really cool thing is that you can just move it around and do stuff like this and it'll stay there, and yeah, it's really nice. Also, the reason why I have it on the right hand side instead of the left hand side over near the wall is because of that thing where it moves by itself. It seemed to do it a lot worse on this side, so I moved it to this side. And yeah, get this washing basket out of the way. There we go. And now, of course, moving over to my PC gaming headphones. These are the SteelSeries. I can't remember the name of the SteelSeries. What were they? Okay, surprise, surprise. I actually can't remember which headphones these are. These are like the most expensive ones. I think the SteelSeries 200s or something, I think they were called. I can't remember, but either way they'll be linked in the description. When you actually first buy your PC and you build your PC and all this, you actually remember every single detail, but because I've been through university and I've been at work a lot and I actually haven't had like much time, I haven't been able to pick these headphones up for a little bit, and as you can see they've got like dust on them and stuff, so yeah, like eventually you just sort of forget what they are. But yeah, these are awesome, and they actually have like digital surround sound, which is pretty cool. Some people don't like that, but I think it's pretty cool, so yeah. And then underneath these, obviously I don't have a natural headphone stand. I stand them on Alexa. So yeah, is this still plugged in? Alexa. Yeah, it's still plugged in. Let's just mute her because we don't want to listen to us. So yeah, let's put these back on. That's Alexa. I actually got that for my birthday off my parents. I don't really use it that much, mainly because I want to change my lights for those hue lights that you can actually like, you know, say that you want your lights on and the lights come on and stuff. So I'm just waiting to do that, but yeah, I'll get to that eventually. Right now, I've got other stuff to spend my money on. Alright, so that is my desk area and my like posters and all that crazy stuff covered there. I actually really like my desk. Like, if I could do like a wide shot, that's actually what it looks like. I absolutely love it. So taking off the first box, I believe this is actually my main comics, you know, with the, let's just turn. I believe this is actually my main comic, so I've got like the first issue of Secret Wars issue 8 there with the first appearance of the black suit. There we go, first appearance of the black suit in the Amazing Spider-Man comics. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I've actually got the entire issued series of Kraven's Last Hunt with the Amazing Spider-Man. This is a really popular series for Spider-Man comics. It's where Kraven technically kills Spider-Man. And I just remembered the Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows issue 1. I got signed by Dan Slott. Now obviously his signature. Okay, right, I'm struggling for you to see his signature, but his signature is actually just behind there, so yeah. I met Dan Slott at Comic-Con, I put the picture on Instagram, he signed this. I absolutely love him for it. I love this cover. And now, of course, moving on to the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. This is a bit easier because there's a bit of like movement in these. So, Ultimate Spider-Man issue 1, Ultimate Spider-Man issue 2, And then actually I think this might be the variant. Is that the variant? Yeah, I've done like, that was probably a pretty long comic book collection thing just there. Ugh. But I will be actually releasing a comic book collection video very soon, and it'll detail in a little bit more as to what's in there. We'll go through everything a little bit more detailed on that, so I can't wait for that. But guys, that is it for this video. Let me know what you think of my comic book room, like what you think of like my setup with my PC and that, and of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button on this. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this room, and here's a last look at my room before we actually like end the video. So I'm just going to turn the camera and just have a look at like kind of what it looks like from my perspective. So yeah, I absolutely love it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. See you later.